He's Thundarr, I'm E-Lightning. Welcome to Sports Storm.
Today we will be making our NBA player power rankings by position. Let's start right off with the leader of every team, the point guard. Who do you have as your fifth overall point guard?
Fifth, Kyle Lowry. I mean, he's proven he was always good. He stepped it up this year. Really been a leader for that Toronto team. Was recognized as an all-star. He's just he's a good player, surrounded by good pieces. Really flourished, and I think he deserves to be the fifth best.
Actually, to make sure this video doesn't go super long, we'll just give our all five of them and argue about it after. I also number 5, I have Kyle Lowry, all-star point guard. Point guard is the deepest position in the NBA as of now. I think Kyle Lowry, point guard, fifth overall. Fourth, I have CP3 leading Clippers into the playoffs yet again. And at third, I have Damian Lillard, elite scorer. I think one of the best scoring point guards, but just best scorers overall in the NBA. He's just putting up over 40, like multiple times against Steph and Russell Westbrook, all these big name point guards. At number 2, I have Russell Westbrook, athletic, awesome, just amazing point guard, post triple doubles.
One of the most fun players to watch in the league.
Yeah, and I think the most fun player to watch, obviously, Stephen Curry. You know,
all right.
Yeah.
My list.
Talk about it.
I have the same.
So good.
Yeah, I have the same list, but I have different. CP3. People call him the point god. I mean, he's the best pure passer, pure point guard we've seen in a very long time. I think since John Stockton, who is the model of pure point guard. Damian Lillard, of course. I think he's a close second to Russ. I think Damian Lillard. You could argue me. A lot of people argue me. I think Damian Lillard has the most well-rounded offensive game in the league. He can drive, he can pass, he can shoot the three ball. He can basically do anything you want on the offensive side of the ball. And I feel like Steph Curry gets all of his production from one area because everything around his game is based around that almost. Damian Lillard could do anything on any given night. Russell Westbrook, of course, super good, dunker, amazing, gets triple doubles. What more can you say? Steph Curry, having another MVP season, has positive odds to win the MVP, which is ridiculous. And, he's Steph.
Yeah. All right, on to the next backcourt position, the shooting guard. At number 5, I have CJ McCollum. I think he's going to be most improved player this year, averaging about 18 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, much better than last year. He's kind of the second, kind of like the first mate to Damian Lillard there in Portland. At number 4, I have Dwayne Wade, obviously one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. I'd put him at least in the top 10 of shooting guards of all time.
I put him top 5.
All right, we can talk about that later. But okay. All right, on my third overall, I have Klay Thompson, the other Splash brother. He's also having not as great as a season as he did last year, but he's still having quite a great season. Just not putting up the numbers that DeMar DeRozan is. He is my second overall shooting guard. He's totally leading the Raptors into a deep playoff run, I believe. I think they could go to they definitely can beat the Cavs on a bad night for the Cavs. Cavs don't even have to have a bad night. If the Raptors have a good night, they can beat anyone other than the Warriors and the Spurs. And then at the number 1 shooting guard, I think everyone knows this, James Harden, the beard, just really what an elite scorer. No one can really stop him. He's my number 1 shooting guard.
I had the same. I just did number 5. I have Nicholas Batum. Him and Kemba Walker are really he's the most well-rounded player on them. Kemba Walker, of course, the leader as a distributor on offensive end. Al Jefferson, a good offensive center. But Nicholas Batum has been there defensively and offensively. Came over from Portland as almost like a cap dump for Portland, and has really came into his own, helped Charlotte improve. Then at number 4. Of course, you got to go with, I had the same as yours.
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne, sorry. I had trouble reading my notes. Dwayne Wade, of course, one of the best, having another good season, helping Miami with Chris Bosh out. Then you have Klay Thompson, of course. Splash, like you said, not having as good of a year, but still splashing home threes and doing just an overall good job. DeRozan, I've been DeRozan's fan since 3 years ago. I mean, before he was just an excellent dunker. Before he's just an excellent dunker and driver, now he's really developed into his game. He gets to the line. He can shoot. He can drive. He can do anything. Like you said, he can lead them deep. with Kyle Lowry. And, of course, James Harden, Fear the Beard, one of the best scorers in the league, can get hot on almost any night and drop 50 on you if you're not careful.
All right, onto the small forward position. Has a lot of elite talent there, but I think after that elite talent, it has a major drop-off. The fifth overall small forward, I have PG-13, Paul George. You know, he's been leading the Pacers. They've kind of struggled without Roy Hibbert and Lance Stevenson since they got that one seed, but he's still trying to build this Pacers team, and he's doing a good job leading them. Some may consider him a power forward, but I have him as my fifth small forward. And at number 4, I have the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, can drop triple-doubles on a nightly basis. I mean, this guy's insane. Huge wingspan, just athletic freak. I mean, he can play every position except I think he could even play a small ball 5. So I have him at the 4th spot. And at number 3, some people may be shocked to see this. I have Kevin Durant as my number 3 overall shooting guard, or small forward, sorry. But, I mean, he's Kevin Durant. But the thing is, I think Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James are just more developed right now, and Kevin Durant is just he's a scorer, but I think LeBron and Kawhi have developed their defensive game and rebounding game just a bit more than Kevin Durant right now. And at number 2, I have LeBron James, not Kawhi Leonard. I have LeBron at the number 2 spot. I think Kawhi Leonard's overall had a better season, leading the Spurs to an undefeated home record and leading them. They're only a few games behind the Warriors as of now.
I don't think. Never mind.
Yeah, they are. Warriors and Spurs.
I thought the Jazz ended that.
No, but oh well. All right, and the first overall, like I said, Kawhi Leonard. I just explained that. So you give your top small forward.
I have PG-13, of course. Best player on the Pacers, has been for a while, continues to lead them almost single-handedly, of course. The Greek freak. I think contrary to most who think Anthony Davis is going to be the best player, I think Giannis Antetokounmpo will be the best player in, some may say, even 3 to 5 years for me. I mean, this dude can literally play anything. I mean, he can drop points, rebounds, anything. And he's 6'11", possibly 7 foot, depending on which ruler you measure him with. So, great player, obviously. And when he develops, he could be even higher on the list. Kawhi, I have at number 3. I think he's dropping off a little bit recently. Can't ignore what he's done. He's possibly the best defensive player in the league. Him and DeAndre Jordan kind of go back and forth with that. But I think you got to put KD there. KD has been good for so long. And plus, when KD gets it going and has that confidence going, I think he can be the best scorer in the league, even better than Steph Curry. Because, with that huge wingspan, lanky frame, when he starts driving and just shooting over people, with confidence, he's unstoppable. Then, of course, you got to give it to the King as at number 1. I mean, Cavaliers have had their issues. I mean, Kyrie hasn't been really playing well this season because I think he hasn't been dealing with injuries and stuff. But LeBron James has held steady through all of it. I mean, he's a monster. He's the best. He's the king.
See, I think those top 3 at the small forward position, you can keep changing them back and forth.
You can push them. I mean, I think you can justify a case for almost all of them at anywhere.
Yeah. All right, on to the power forward position. I have, at number 5, I have Dirk Nowitzki. Legendary fadeaway shot. I think he's still leading the Mavericks to a postseason contention. He's just been so consistently good throughout his career. All right, and at the 4th spot, I have Derek Favors from the Utah Jazz. He's actually having one of the most overlooked seasons in the NBA right now. He's averaging about 20 points, 7 boards, and 3 assists. He's leading the Jazz to a possible playoff berth. And at number 3, I have Paul Millsap. He just turned on this season. I mean, now that what's his name, DeMar Carroll left, Paul Millsap has kind of taken the reins. Well, I mean, he already was the star player, but he's just gotten even better. He's having a career year. I have him at the number 3 spot. At the number 2 spot, I have the posterizer, Blake Griffin. He has been out for a lot of the season with his broken arm since he punched a staff member. But I think now, I mean, he's still one of the most talented power forwards in the league, if not the most talented. But at the top, I have Draymond Green having an outstanding season. He can also another guy that can drop triple doubles on a nightly basis. He's not necessarily the best scorer in the league, but he can. without Draymond Green, the Warriors would not be even close to where they are right now. All right, who is your power forward?
I have Dirk at number 5. Of course, he's been. I think you got to give him a career achievement. He's literally produced almost every year of his career. I think except for rookie, and he's been close to like 20 points and like 8 rebounds or whatever for his career. He's super good. He's still leading the Mavericks even in his old age. I have Millsap at 4 actually. I think Millsap has been good for a while, getting recognition now. I think he's like a good stretch 4 who can also rebound, which is kind of rare. Then I have Derek Favors, like you said, having a very overlooked season. Gordon, he's kind of like the best player on a team effort by the Jazz to try and get into the playoffs here. I mean, him and Gordon Hayward have been going all out every night to try and lead this group of like once thought role players and good like third members of Big Threes into like a good team in the West. Blake Griffin at number 2. We all seen what he can do when he's healthy, and if he develops that offensive game like even further than it already is and plays more defense, he could be even number 1. But you got to give it to Draymond. I mean, he's doing great, getting everything, which is rare to see from a power forward. He's a do-it-all power forward. We haven't had one of those in a very long time. He deserves the number 1.
All right, on to the final position we will be talking about, the big man, center, tallest player on the court. At number 5, I have the shot-blocking monster, Hassan Whiteside. He can get triple-doubles with blocks. He's gotten that a few times this season. I mean, he doesn't really have much of an offensive game, but I think he's the best defensive center in the league, him or DeAndre Jordan. And he also can gobble up rebounds, like just really like anyone else in the league. I think Hassan is my 5th overall center. And number 4, the rookie, Karl Anthony Towns, putting up one of the best rookie seasons, I believe, of all time. I mean, he's getting about 19 points, and like 11 boards, and still getting about 4 assists. And he's still getting around 2 blocks. I think this is one of the best rookie seasons of all time. You just have to give him credit for that. And at number 3, I have the big man out of Detroit, Andre Drummond. I think the best rebounder in the NBA, one of the best rebounders of all time. He's averaging about 16 boards and 15 points. He's averaging about 19 points and 16 boards, having a legendary season, well, considering rebounding statistics, and also can get a lot of shot blocks. And at number 2, I have kind of his counterpart in DeAndre Jordan. Neither of them can shoot free throws. They both gobble up rebounds. They both get blocks. But I think DeAndre Jordan is simply just more offensively touched than Andre Drummond right now. And at number 1, I have Boogie Cousins. He can do everything. He can play defense. He can rebound. He can shoot the 3. He can get inside scoring. He can make plays. I think overall he's the best center in the NBA right now.
I have Tim Duncan at 5. Tim Duncan is still efficient, still puts up numbers. He may not be a nightly starter, but even when he's not a nightly starter, he puts up numbers. I mean, I think that you got to give it to Timmy D here. Number 4, Hassan Whiteside, defensive monster, rebounding monster, and when he gets an offensive rebound, just count it up for 2 points. He just dunks through everybody. I mean, you got to put him there. I have DeAndre Jordan at number 3. I have a little bit of gripe with what you said. I don't know how you can say DeAndre Jordan's more offensively touched when he's averaging less points than Andre Drummond.
Look at the field goal percentage. Drummond's getting about 53%. DeAndre Jordan's about 72%. So I think that just...
I'm just saying Andre Drummond, I think, is leading his team. I think you can't say that DeAndre Jordan could lead a team, and I think Andre Drummond is leading a team, and that stands for something. Andre Drummond, if you couldn't already tell, is my number 2. Number 1, DeMarcus Cousins literally does everything. He's in a disgruntled kind of situation right now, but you got to hand it to the man. He's been the best center for, I think, the past 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the best players some of the best players in the next few years, I see DeMarcus Cousins, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Karl Anthony Towns.
I think Damian Lillard is going to be the face of the point guard position because Damian Lillard is, I think, like 24 or 25, which is ridiculous.
A lot of these players are. The NBA.
Yeah, but Damian Lillard is probably the youngest in terms of best to young ratio. Is probably the best on the list.
Yeah.
Except for the Greek Freak. And nobody is
Kawhi Leonard too.
Yeah, like Kawhi Leonard and Damian Lillard, it'll be fun watching them go back and forth. I think because like Steph Curry, he's kind of old. I mean, not really old, but he's in
28.
Yeah, but 20.
He's got another good 3 years, I think.
Yeah, and also back to that DeAndre Jordan, Andre Drummond thing. I feel like DeAndre Jordan in the Pistons situation couldn't be leading the Pistons as they are right now.
I just said I agree.
I feel like that speaks volume. But even though the numbers may be similar and you can go back and forth about the numbers, I feel like the intangible impact of Andre Drummond is bigger than the intangible impact of DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I think you can make an argument for both of them. I think DeAndre Jordan, he's more efficient than Drummond. Like you said, Drummond's a much better leader than DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan's always played kind of like second or third fiddle to Chris Paul and Blake Griffin his entire career. But I think the only reason that Drummond can lead a team is because that's what he was drafted there to do. DeAndre.
I have an honorable mention. Carmelo Anthony.
I had him as my sixth. Yeah.
We couldn't mention him because we only did 5 for each. But Carmelo Anthony. You can't. I'm sorry we had to talk about small forwards without him, but the Knicks are just having such an abysmal season. It's kind of hurting him. But Carmelo Anthony, he's one of the best scorers in the league.
All right.
You got to hand it to the man.
Yeah, and also, just for your guys' information, you might be kind of confused, but we did not include anyone that is injured as of now. That's why there's no Chris Bosh or no Jimmy Butler right now. So that's why our player rankings are kind of iffy right now. But if we did count injuries, it'd be completely different. That's it for us today.
Not completely different, but
yeah, that's it for us today at SportsStorm. See you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe.
Peace.
Peace.